Okay, that's a 7. That's not a greater than sign. But we're asked to solve this. And this is actually something that we can factor. I'm recognizing that because I have x to the 6, x to the third, no x. If we let x to the third be the variable that starts off our fraction, if we have an x to the third over here, we're going to need some coefficients here, some coefficients here, but when they multiply, x to the third times x to the third is going to give us x to the 6, and then you're going to get an x to the third piece over here, an x to the third piece over there, and then a no x piece over there. So we're looking to factor it to look like something like that. So since a is not 1, this is going to take a longer method of factoring. What we should do is multiply a times c. It gives us 56. And then our goal is to find two numbers that multiply to be 56, but add up to be this positive 6. If you've gotten to this point in your math class, you've probably factored something similar to this before, where you multiply the first and the last. But if you're completely lost in what I'm doing here, there's videos for factoring trinomials where a is not 1 that you should check out. Oh, and actually, you can't find two numbers that multiply to be 56, but add up to be positive 6. You can't find two integers, at least. So we can't actually factor this one. I suspect if you came to this video, you're going to want to see one where it's factorable. Usually these are. But what you would do is you'd go through that factoring method, and you'd end up with two parentheses equals 0. Like maybe it would be 4x to the third plus 2x to the third, and then a plus a 1 plus a 7 over here, something like that. Then you just take each factored piece and set it equal to 0. Take this piece and set it equal to 0. But I'm going to show a method to finish solving this one. Let u be x to the third. Because if you do that, it just simplifies things and makes it, instead of having to the 6th power to the 3rd power, it gives us u in a quadratic relationship. And any quadratic can be solved using the quadratic formula. So we're going to say that u equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. And then everything is divided by 2a. So when you use the quadratic formula to get this for a solution, you just have to remember that you were trying to solve for x, not for u. So it's x to the third equals all this stuff. And this is getting pretty brutal because you have to take the cube root of both sides. So it's the cubed root of negative 6 plus or minus 2 squared roots of 47i over 16. That gets a little bit more complicated too. So I have a feeling that if you're looking for a video for this type of problem, it won't be this complex.